I truly understand the value of athletics as well as the role the coaches can play in solving this problem. There has been a program developed, Project for Character in Athletes, by Mr. Stanley Wooten that I have endorsed as a project for our coaches to implement within this district. This program has three major components: violence prevention, goal setting, peer pressure coping strategies. I realize that as we partake of this training, it's going to be very time-consuming, and it's going to take a commitment of time from our coaches and athletes to make this program work. I believe that the risk we take for not doing this is too valuable for us not to get involved in this activity. I encourage all of you to put forth your very best effort.
Dixon kept me away from that temptation. I mean, they kind of shielded me. I mean, those guys would come up to me and say things like, well, Larry, if we catch you drinking, if we catch you smoking, you know, we're going to do this to you, we're going to do that to you. You know, that type of stuff. You know, they saw that I had a little talent and I had some potential to be something, and, you know, they kind of protected me from it. And from that point on, I mean, when I went to junior college, I was with great players and guys who was about anything but having fun playing basketball and trying to get an education. And the same thing goes for Las Vegas. You know, by me coming from that area, when I was small, that was mostly when I was really around the situation. I mean, around the crack and the drugs and all of the bad elements that's running around. But as I got older, I was always taken care of and never been around it too much.
With the help of professional athletes like Larry Johnson, PCIA has designed skits to help illustrate fundamental techniques of the program.
All right, fellas, on our figure eight, it's very, very important that you keep the ball in the middle of the floor.
Summertime.
The more they think of the ball,
Yeah, summer.
Hey, man, this is not MC Hammer's School of Basketball. Settle down. Everybody's here to learn. I want you to listen and let's talk about basketball. Comprende?
Oh man, you're just jealous because you can't dance.
Excuse me, brother from another planet. Would you mind getting with the program? This program is here to help you.
Oh man, I'm not taking off.
Successful athletic history, their youthful image, and inner-city roots. With the help of pro athletes like LaFonso Ellis, power forward of the Denver Nuggets, Mike Crowell, defensive linebacker of the Denver Broncos, and former quarterback for the Denver Broncos, Mike Perez, who is also a product of the Denver Public Schools. PCIA has produced skits that expose root problems of violence.
Class, are you guys doing okay with your discussion?
Yes.
Have you all restated your problem question?
Yes. No.
Restate the question so that you keep your focus.
Well, where does violent behavior begin? I believe that a lot of violent behavior, it originates in the home.
That's what he's hollering about, you know, because the guy, he 20 years old. You know, he in his 20s. He's going to lose all that right there. You know, he might, it's just like me. I came in the penitentiary when I was 22 years old. You know, that's a baby. You know, now I'm 40. You see what I'm saying? The man talking about he want me to do 20 more years. I mean, before I'm even eligible for parole. So what, I'm gonna be 60 years old? You know, that's what he hollering about. He hollering about life is passing and by. On the other side of that.
That's what I do with young people when I speak in schools, and that I use myself as an example of how I prepared in high school. I mean, starting in the 10th grade, I had a major change in my life in 10th grade where I was just a very, very average student. And I made some changes in my life that allowed me to go for excellence in my life just in schoolwork. All of a sudden I started becoming an A student in that. And years later, the opportunity to play professional football for the Denver Broncos came along. And people will say, well, you're so lucky to play for the Denver Broncos. I wasn't lucky. I was prepared. I had no idea the opportunity was going to come, but and I think for young people today, maybe they don't see those opportunities, but they're going to come. I truly believe that there's plenty of opportunity out there for young people if they prepare themselves now for those successes that could happen later. And I applaud the Project for Character in Athletes because I think that's what
Brutal violence projected through television, movies, and music directly influence a large segment of people in our society. Over the last 4 decades, television and movie programs.
Oh no, look, it's Mr. Van Buren. Victory dance again.
That's Mr. Bamad to you, Juan.
Points tonight, they all let him hang out with his homies.
They must be doing something right. He's averaging over 30 points a game on the court and over 3.6 in his classes.
Responsible celebration is Earl, Gary, and Juan wanted Akeem to go to a popular yet sometimes dangerous set to party with them.
Man, haven't you heard about how wild it's getting over on Lakeside? I heard a guy got shot over there last weekend. It's not up to me, but I wouldn't go over there if I were y'all. Why don't y'all just come on over to my crib and get to our horseshoe tournament?
Approximately one.
You probably heard the saying that there is no honor among thieves. Can you apply this to any experiences that you have had?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I grew up with a friend named...
This young lady says that her friend Jerry talked her and their other friends into stealing candy from the neighborhood store.
What do you mean? I didn't do anything. Come on. I didn't do anything. I see you. What is this here in your pocket? Put it on the table. Come on. I'm gonna call the FBI. You're in trouble. Why are you doing that? I didn't do anything. Don't tell me that. I see you on the camera.
5 minutes later, Jerry comes out of the store and finds us around the corner.
Yo, y'all better bring that man's candy back, because he already said that if we don't return it, he's gonna send us to jail along with our parents.
Aggressive life. That's what Project for Character in Athletes is all about. The attainment of a higher quality life is challenged daily.
He's out of here! 47-40 is the final GW advances!
Promise you a show that will be as exciting as our guest. First up, a young man who has two identities. In the NBA, he's a power forward with the Charlotte Hornets. In the world of TV advertising, he may be known as Grandmama. Well, welcome NBA Rookie of the Year, Larry Johnson. Also joining us is Stanley Wooten, who is the man largely responsible for Larry being here today, and a former founder, I should say, of the PCIA. It's the Project for Character in Athletes. And also with us, Alex Gillum. He's a PCIA advisor and Larry Johnson mentor, not to mention a former Harlem Globetrotter. Welcome, gentlemen, to BSR. First of all, 6'2" at 12 years of age.
No, 6'3".
At 12 years of age, I'd be knocking people out too.
He was 6'3".
And you were always, you didn't talk about those kids that were 4 feet tall that you were boxing.
Here we go, right here. I was 6'3" at 12. But in boxing, you go by weight. Yeah, so I was 6'3" at 12.
So you were boxing 20 years old.
20 years old.
You were boxing some guy who was 400 pounds who couldn't move.
I was boxing 22-year-old man. Yeah.
Stop the violence.
That's
and the Rolando Blackmans, when you have people like that who are making it in society, not necessarily with violence, the role model thing is the main thing that we use in the program. Mm-hmm. And it's going on pretty well. I mean, that video that Larry did, I wish you could see it. I wish we had a chance to view it here, because it really tells it like it is. It lets you know where violence can lead, mm-hmm. and what kids look up to. And the way Larry talks this kid out of going the wrong way, it's magnificent. And my students at Roosevelt High School, they responded beautifully to it.
Tell me not to be afraid, so I won't and I never will. But for my brothers on the streets that are being killed, I often grieve and groan with great concern, because there are many things in life that we must learn. Because on the other side of things I can't ensure, but there are many things in life I won't endure, like the killing of a brother because of race, creed, or colors.
That is equally great as their other talents, then that's truly awesome.
I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you